At Sierra, discover top workout gear at incredible prices, which might lead to another discovery. Your headphones haven't been connected this whole time. Awkward. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
And welcome to a new episode of The Simpsons Did It. I'm your host, Steven Sklansky.
And I'm your co-host, Robert Sklansky.
And this week, why don't we skip school? School's not fun.
No, it's not. It's such a beautiful day. Actually, for once, it's sunny. It's been very rainy recently.
Yeah, well, I got the rain now. Well, actually, the cold now. It's supposed to snow again.
Oh, the Midwest in April.
Yeah, but, you know, in the town of Springfield, it is a gorgeous day. Would you, on a gorgeous day, just decide to play hooky? Just ditch school? And well, that's the weird thing. Didn't Bart go to school? It ditch halfway through?
Yeah, he didn't go for like half a day. I think it was just the first period, and he's like, screw it, I don't want to be here.
But he went to, that's what my point, though.
Yeah, he went to school.
He went to school. That's not, I mean, yes, he ditched, but being truant means you don't even show up. You just don't go to school.
No, I think you can skip school and still, like, I think you can go to school and then leave and still be truant if you don't, if you lied about it.
What would you be lying about? You know, Edna knows that Bart was there.
Yeah, for all of 5 minutes, and then he left. And then didn't come back. Because normally you come back.
Do you?
I mean, when I went out, unless it was something major, if, you know, mom or dad had to pull me for school for something, they usually took me back.
Yeah, but this is a nice day out, and mom and dad aren't taking you out of school. This is just a nice day out.
Yeah, but Krabappel and Skinner don't realize that Homer and Marge aren't taking Bart out of school. I mean, they think they are, but obviously they're not.
Yeah.
So you'd assume as a teacher they'd come back to school.
Yeah, but he wrote, well, I guess it was a note. So would you skip school on a nice day?
Probably not. I'm too much of a nerd.
You would just
if it was in college maybe, but I mean, elementary school, no, too young, can't get away with that. High school, possibly I could lie and say I have to work, but usually when you're in high school and you have a job, they don't ever schedule you during school hours, so
yeah. What about work? Would you ditch on a nice day?
Yes, actually I would. I did it a couple times.
Just fake call in sick. Did you write a really, really bad note to your boss?
No. I called in, said I had strep throat, and went to a Brewers game.
Oh, there you go. That's a good way to do it.
And they won.
All right.
The Brewers. So it was a great day. Have you ever skipped school or work because of a nice day?
Well, it was a nice day for Warp Tour, and I called in sick to work.
Did you fake an illness, or did you just call, I'm sick, I can't come in, and hang up?
Well, yeah, that's all. They don't care. Now, but see, that's the difference between 90s and COVID times. You can literally call into work, cough, cough. I can't come in. I might have COVID.
But then they make you stay at home for 2 weeks and not get paid.
Well, you don't have to get tested anymore. Like, I don't think that's a CDC rule. I think
like, because there was a time period when my last job where there was a couple days I wanted to call in sick, but I'm like, well, then they're gonna think I have COVID, and then I'm gonna have to stay home for 2 weeks, and I gotta get tested. It's just not right.
Yeah.
So this week we are doing season 5, episode 20. This is The Boy Who Knew Too Much.
He did know too much.
This is a reference to the Alfred Hitchcock film, The Man Who Knew Too Much. And there is also a parody film that I just thought of with Bill Murray, The Man Who Knew Too Little.
Which is a fantastic movie.
It is great.
Fantastic. If you haven't seen it, go see that movie.
Oh, it's so good.
It might be better than Alfred Hitchcock's movie, which I've never seen. So I've
never seen this, but the difference is Bill Murray is a parody of Alfred Hitchcock's.
Yep. Yeah.
So this aired May 5th, 1994. Our recap this week. Bart witnesses a dispute where the mayor's nephew, Freddie, is accused of a crime and goes on trial.
Yeah.
We'll get into...
Bart's a witness.
He is. But does he want to come forward?
We'll find out soon.
Chalkboard gag this week. There are plenty of businesses like show business.
There are plenty of businesses like show business.
But are there? Because the phrase is there's no business like show business. So like you're an actor. So the only other business that's like show business, even though it is actually still show business, is like Broadway.
Yeah, or radio, right?
I mean, I work in television, but I don't think that's anything like show business. I mean, unless Bart's saying here, well, there's elements in show business that's like other businesses.
Well, I mean, retail could be like show business. You put on an act to sell products.
That's true.
So Bart might be right.
Retail and restaurant work for sure.
Yeah, Bart might be onto something here.
I don't know if there's really any other businesses though that because retail encompasses a lot of things and obviously restaurant business, but there are people who are in the restaurant business who are that nice. They're not putting on an act.
Well, what about sports?
I would consider sports show business though. It's entertainment. It's sports entertainment, so I would put that in the show business category.
I don't know.
They're there to entertain us.
Watching the Red Wings for the past few years hasn't really been entertainment, so unless you count them losing all the time entertaining.
Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, Steve. Don't go there. All right. Our couch gag this week is a repeat from The Last Temptation of Homer. The family enters the house, but it is the set of The Late Show with David Letterman.
You know, I'm actually very surprised that they never did a Conan O'Brien version of this couch gag.
Why? Only like 10 people watched Conan O'Brien.
Okay, McElfresh, let's use our own thoughts here. But, I mean, it is kind of surprising. I mean, they had Bart on the Conan O'Brien show, but Letterman was on, what was it, CBS?
Yeah, CBS.
So I guess...
That's probably why.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you could say the same thing
NBC, so.
I mean, you could say the same thing for Conan, Jay Leno.
Who was on Fox? Did Fox ever have a late night show?
Fox never had a late night show.
So I guess that makes sense then. Why they had to pull from a different. Because I bet you if Fox ever had a late night show, they would have used that.
Yeah, I mean, who was there anybody on ABC for the longest time, or not really?
Not until what was it, Jimmy Kimmel, right?
Yeah, because I don't think Kimmel replaced anybody, or did he?
You know, I don't know. It's been a while. I don't really watch late night shows anymore.
The only late night show I watch is Seth Meyers' Closer Look on YouTube. That's about the only thing I watch.
Yeah. All right. So Bart and Lisa heading off to school on a beautiful day.
Yep.
Sun is shining and the grass is green. Only a few people might know where that came from.
Yep.
So Bart says they shouldn't be imprisoning kids on such a nice day. Now, to be fair, did your teachers ever have class outside? Did your ever teachers be like, "Oh, it's such a nice day out. Let's go outside"? I mean, I'm not. There were a few. I'd say not counting gym because we always went outside on nice days for gym.
I mean, I know there were a few classes that scheduled classes outside. I don't think I ever had a teacher impromptu go, "Oh, it's such a nice day. Let's go outside and learn."
I feel like we did that in art class once.
I mean, I think it might have happened once or twice in college. In my senior year in one of my smaller classes where it was 10 of us and we're like, fuck it, let's go outside. But in K through high school, I don't think there was ever a time where the teacher's like impromptu, it's such a nice day. Let's go outside.
Yeah. So Lisa says they aren't imprisoning them, except Otto pulls up in the prison bus.
Yep.
Because the school bus broke down.
Yep.
It broke. Probably, I broke down my ass. Otto crashed it.
Auto crashed it.
He was high out of his mind. Or maybe was this the time that he drove it to Mexico?
Maybe he left it in Mexico.
They had to get a new bus. So Otto tells everyone to take their seats before he blows their brains out.
Jesus.
Prison guard Otto. I like it.
Yeah.
And then Lisa yells at Otto, who apologizes. It says the bus is shining. It has a shining thing going on.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So the bus is talking to him. I like it.
Yep. That's a great
Red rum.
Well, no, the bus just wants him to kill all the kids.
Yeah, red rum. All the kids. So I like how we see all the kids on the bus. One kid's playing a harmonica, while another one's like banging on the bars with a cup, kind of like if you're in prison.
Yep.
And then Bart's looking out the window and daydreams about floating down the river with Huckleberry Finn and President Lincoln.
Which Bart misspells Lincoln's last name.
Yeah, Lincon.
I don't know. It's your dream.
Oh my God. I don't know why Bart would. I mean, does Bart even know who Tom Sawyer is?
Probably not. No, it's the book Tom Sawyer.
Exactly.
I don't think I read Tom Sawyer until like middle school.
Dude, I tried reading it, and now I don't know if our school had a mock version of Tom Sawyer. But I know the one that our parents gave me to read was the actual like 1960s like version where the words are all like Southern English, and I mean it is impossible to.
I know I read Huckleberry Finn at one point in my life, and I'm trying to remember. I think it was the Americanized version with
that's what I'm
words.
thinking. Yep, so that's what I'm thinking. I think our schools had us read that one, but yeah, mom made me read the not Americanized one, and that thing's a pain in the ass, I tell you.
Well, it's like reading Shakespeare, where they have on the opposite page all the definitions of the words you're reading.
Yeah. Shakespeare the dictionary. Yep. All right, so we finally get to school on this gorgeous, gorgeous day. Yep. And Mrs. Krabappel has a present for all the kids.
Yep.
So she's like, "Well, children, our new ultra hard posterific chairs have arrived. They've been designed by Edmund posturologists to eliminate slouching by the year 3000. So I guess their kids would have better. I don't know. Kids would have better posture, and then
maybe the evolution, because they're supposed to have these chairs. But like, here's the thing: does every single classroom in Springfield that includes the non-existent middle school and the high school, like, do all these, like, because like that's the only way to correct posture is to have like every grade have these chairs.
But where did the budget for this come from?
That's a good question, because
we all know that Springfield Elementary has zero budget.
I mean, maybe because these are like test chairs, maybe they got them for free.
Oh, yeah. They're part of the pilot program.
Yes.
Yep. And so Martin's like, "Miss Krabappel, I'm having back spasms." I like how Krabappel laughs at him. I know they seem a little uncomfortable right now, but eventually your bones will change shape. And Milhouse is like, "I've lost all feeling in the left side of my body."
And I love how he picks up his left hand and like just plops it on his desk.
Now, I'll tell you this, though. It is definitely true, because Shay always bugs me about my posture and leaning forward. And like we got our new couch, and man, you can't slouch in my new couch. You have to like sit.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. No, but I'm telling you, man, after like maybe 30 minutes of trying to slouch on this couch, your back actually starts feeling weird.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. So Milhouse definitely has a point. I don't think I've ever lost feeling in one side of my body, but I know my lower back has really felt it. Or like at work, I have one of these Posturepedic chairs too, and you definitely have to kind of sit in it right. Otherwise, after a while, your legs start feeling weird because obviously it's your spine. It goes to your waist. So, yeah, I can see how these kids are going to have kind of issues for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And so, this is awesome. So Edna tells the kids they have to stay an extra 2 hours because the clocks have been running fast all year.
So it's funny that this happened. So was it junior year of high school? It's either junior or senior year. We were told at the beginning of the year that we were going to have to stay an extra like 15 minutes because we hadn't been staying like in school for the actual allotted time that the government wanted us to stay, or whatever the rules were. So I feel that. Now, granted, it wasn't because of what happened to the clocks. It was just the way they scheduled the school day.
Yep. But what really happened was a Bart prank.
Yeah.
He had the little bastard clock tampering kit.
Which this is the first instance we see the little bastard brand.
Yep. And I kind of paused it because I wanted to see what else was going on inside Bart's desk because it was a little bit of a mess. But in the upper right-hand corner, there looked like a jar.
Yeah.
Possibly a snake.
Yeah,
or some
I
kind
saw
of
that.
animal in it. There was like 2 eyes. Like you could literally see 2 eyes.
Yeah.
What kind of did Bart kidnap one of the science animals?
Maybe.
And put it in his desk.
Maybe.
Save it for later. But so we get Bart staring out the window and he sees Mayor Quimby's nephew in a convertible, like just up the road.
Yeah.
With, a hot chick in it, saying that he got all of this after dropping out of the 4th grade. Now,
well, he is a Quimby, so.
Now, I can't quite tell if this is supposed to say that Bart heard Quimby's conversation, or if Bart just was like, oh, there's a cool guy in a convertible enjoying a nice day.
I want to say that the writers wanted to make it seem like Bart heard this, but in reality, there's no way Bart heard that.
Yeah, I mean,
because there's no way there's like the window would have to be open, which it could have been. It was a nice day. B, Fred Quimby would have had to yell it.
Yep. Exactly. So I think it was meant to obviously it was meant to be like, oh, Bart should not hang out in 4th grade anymore. He should get out of there. But in reality, I don't think Bart would have been able to hear that. So Bart decides to write a note to get out of class. Because obviously Homer and Marge weren't going to do it.
Nope.
And so Mrs. Krabappel lets Bart go because apparently she's gullible enough to think that the note was written by Homer Simpson.
Well, no, it was written by Marge.
Oh, was it Marge?
Yeah, it said signed Bart's mom. Sorry about the bad handwriting. I crushed my writing hand.
No, that wasn't it. It was please excuse whichever hand I whichever hand I busted.
And I busted.
Whichever hand I busted. Because the writing was so horrible.
I don't know why he didn't go with just using Homer, because I think there was a past episode where Homer wrote a note for Bart, but they thought it was fake.
Yeah, they did, and then in Bart's file they had a comparison note that Homer wrote, and it was exactly the same handwriting.
So why didn't Bart go with Homer? Or is it because he knew that they had a file on Homer's handwriting?
Maybe, but I like how they were suspicious, so they go to the school's crime lab, which definitely looked like an FBI crime lab.
Yep.
And the lab comes up inconclusive. And Skinner wishes more kids volunteered to have tracking implants.
How? Okay. Yeah. That's. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Even if a parent volunteers it, I'm pretty sure there's some legality there of tracking students.
Well, that's the other thing. A parent would have to approve any medical procedure, but I like how Martin was the only one that agreed. So did they go to Martin's parents? They're like, yes, we'd like to know where Martin is at all times.
Because Martin's gonna skip school?
Yeah, Martin wouldn't skip school. Why Martin be the least likely candidate for this?
But he would be the most likely only because he's such a good student that he wants to volunteer.
Maybe. So now we get Skinner and Willie interrogating Lisa, but I like how she just keep like this is the weirdest part about Lisa.
Yeah.
So this scene, I pictured Lisa being more of the smarty pants, nerdy kid, but this scene literally just made her seem like an 8-year-old girl. Like giggling and laughing.
Well,
like,
the other thing too is, why would they interrogate Lisa? She has no idea Bart skips class.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. I don't think anyone knows Bart skipped class. Like, how does Skinner eat? Well, I guess Edna brought the note, so.
But even so, why would this whole episode predicates on the fact that Edna lets Bart go without call. Why wouldn't you call the house? March doesn't work.
Yep. No.
Or they could call Homer at his work.
No, but they'll have to speak up. He's wearing a towel.
So they can still call him and speak up.
Yep. But yeah, so Lisa's being interrogated, and she's laughing because they keep switching between good cop and bad cop.
Now you're the good cop and you're the bad cop.
I mean, I get it's funny. Like, I would laugh too. But the way Lisa is laughing and the way Lisa's mannerisms are sitting in the chair, it just makes it like, I know she's an 8-year-old girl, but the whole point of Lisa is she's supposed to be older than she is.
Yeah.
And so this whole scene, I'm like, okay, I get it. If I were an 8-year-old, boy or girl, doesn't matter. I'd be giggling at this situation. It'd be really funny. It's just the way that they did it didn't seem very Lisa-like.
Yeah, it was a little weird. So now, we get Bart with I know I've never done this, but he has like the little fishing line attached to his like toe with the lure in the river.
Where did he get so first of all, where did he get the fishing string and the lure and stuff? And
second, I don't know.
If he was able to get a hold of that material, which he's a kid that could probably get a handle on it, wouldn't he just use like a stick, tie it off, and like that's what a lot of like even like in Tom Sawyer, like that's what they did. They didn't tie it to their foot. They tied it off on just a branch or a stick off a tree.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
So we see Bart fishing, and a raft comes, and there's like a small figure and a large figure, and it's like, Bart's like, oh my God, are my fantasies coming true? Because he thinks it's Tom Sawyer and Abraham Lincoln, or Huckleberry Finn and Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
one dead president, one fictional kid.
Yep.
And nope, it's just two hobos.
Yeah.
On a raft for some reason. And they come up to Bart and they're like, you want to see a dead body? Which I get why that's threatening to a 10-year-old boy. And so Bart screams and he runs away. But as you see him running away, there is a fish connected to his lure.
Oh, is there? I missed that.
Yeah, he caught a fish. So then we get Skinner at the, looking for Bart at the Springfield Natural History Museum. And he goes, if I were a truant boy out for a good time, I'd be right here. The Springfield Natural History Museum. You're mine, Simpson.
This whole next like group of scenes really does remind me of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, a little. But but didn't Ferris Bueller's Day Off come after this episode?
No, it was 80s.
Was it 80s? Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they got. Maybe that's where they got it from.
Yeah, so the principal, if you guys have never seen Ferris Bueller, shame on you. But the principal that goes out and hunts for Ferris, but he always goes to the more unlikely places, the places he would think a kid would go, like a kid would go. And so I even though nothing made mention for this being a reference to Ferris Bueller, I definitely think the writers that's where their writers' heads were at when going. But what's funny is that Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the principal does actually go to all the hot spots.
Yeah,
where kids would hang out. But Ferris Bueller and Cameron, they actually go to an art museum and places
but they do go to a baseball game.
Yes, they do go to a baseball game, but they go to like the art museum.
Yeah,
and
they do.
And they go to a fancy restaurant. They actually go to places where they wouldn't be spotted, which is really funny.
And so, Bart, wants to take in a movie, and he goes to the Aztec, which the billing for that day is there's a matinee. The matinee is an R-rated triple feature, and he goes up to the counter and he goes, "Look, if I was under 17, I'd be in school, right?" And the ticket seller, who kind of sounds like the squeaky teenager,
Yep.
He goes, "Yeah, I guess you're right. Enjoy Boobarama, sir." Boobarama.
Now, okay, the Aztec has a picture of Bart in it, right?
Oh,
to
yeah.
not sell tickets to
I think
Itchy and
so.
Scratchy. Because obviously when we saw it in the future, that picture is still hanging in the Aztec. So would the guy working in the booth see Bart's picture hanging there?
Maybe they renovated and lost the picture, and then they re-released Itchy and Scratchy, and Bart did something, so they banned him again.
I don't know. I just thought that was funny.
And so, then Skinner goes to the 4-H club, and he's like, and this is a meme. This is a meme moment. He's like, "Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong."
Now, okay, let's set aside the fact that Skinner's obviously hunting for Bart, right?
Yeah.
Right? He's out there hunting for Bart, trying to figure out where he is during school hours.
Yeah.
And Skinner says, "There are no children here either." Wouldn't they all be in school?
You're right.
Come on, what are you thinking?
Well, maybe he thought children who were homeschooled, or maybe kids that would be on a field trip to the 4-H club.
Maybe.
It's my only suggestion.
But I like the fact that he's looking for Bart. He's like, "There's no kids here either." Yeah. All the kids should be at Springfield Elementary or middle school or high school. They would be there.
Yeah, that's true. Skinner's dumb. He's dumb. Dumb like Bart. Or Homer.
Yeah.
I would go more Homer. So now we go to the Springfield auction house, which was formerly a vacant lot.
Which is weird because I know there's at least one auction house, quote unquote auction house, here in Minnesota. It's actually right up the road from my house, which every time I drive by it, I'm like, why is that an auction house? That should be an auction house. It's like in a warehouse building.
Oh, that seems sketchy.
I know.
You should go in.
I do actually Google the website. The funny thing is it's an auction for office equipment from shut down offices. So it's nothing I would ever want to bid on.
How do you know? There might be something in there you want to bid on.
Maybe. Oh, I'm sure. I Googled their website, and there's old vending machines and old rack signs.
Dude, you can have a vending machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shay would kill you.
Yep.
So, Bart is at the auction house, and he bids on a painting for $2.3 million. And the auctioneer is like, "And we have a winner." And Bart just laughs and runs away. And the auctioneer is like, he's like, "Our next highest bidder at $2.1 million. That guy also laughs and leaves. And the auctioneer is like, "All right, were there any serious bids?" And everybody just kind of looks around and murmurs.
Oh, that's
so there were not any real bids on the paint. I want to know what this painting was.
Isn't there
I don't really see it?
But isn't there a rule at the auction house? If you have a winning bid, you're obligated to pay?
I think that's what it is. Otherwise, if you don't, I don't know. I've never been to an auction house.
Neither have I, yeah.
So if our listeners out there have been to an auction house and would like to educate us on auction etiquette.
Well, I do know for a fact, we do Goodwill bidding, and there's eBay and stuff like that. If you don't actually honor your winning bid, you get a mark against you.
Yeah.
And you could actually be banned from a bidding site online anyway if you don't do it.
Yeah.
So there is actual ramifications for running out on auctions.
Yeah. So now Bart is walking down the walking down the street, and who does he happen to see? But Homer J. Simpson. And they see each other, and they hide behind a couple walls.
I like how they already see each other and know that it's them.
And they're like, Homer's like, I don't want Bart to see me playing hooky from work. And Bart's like, I can't let Homer see me playing hooky from school, even though they saw each other. So Bart like pushes his hair forward and down to make it have a different, hairstyle. And Homer has a comb that he's pretending is a mustache.
Yeah.
And they're like,
what is he combing? Two pieces of hair?
Well, you gotta keep those curls, nice and round. And so they walk by each other, and Bart's like, hi, and Homer's like, how do you do? and they're both like, suckers. It's like, but you guys know it's each other that you both skipping.
Oh, that's good. Well, they obviously don't want them telling Marge, because Marge would be the one that would yell at everyone.
Exactly. Oh.
All right, so we see Skinner come across some gum and gasps. A spore. What's a spore?
A spore is the track or scent of an animal.
Oh, something I didn't know.
Yeah, I had to look that up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like,
I had to rewind that scene a couple times because I heard him say it. I'm like, the hell did he say? And then I put on the subtitles, and I'm like, a spore? What's a spore? Never heard that word before. So, education on the Simpsons podcast.
Yes. So I like how we see Bart coming out of Phineas Q Butterfats.
Oh, you missed Skinner's quote about the gum.
What's that? Oh, yes.
Skinner's...
Yes, he does have a quote about gum. He's like, his brand of gum, Doublemint. Trying to double your fun, eh, Bart? Well, I'll double your detention. I wish someone was around to hear that.
Don't you hate when you have like a nice quip, but nobody is around to hear you?
I know. We're gonna put a pin in this quote, and we're gonna come to it at the very end of the episode.
Okay.
So now we see Bart coming out of Phineas Q Butterfats, which apparently is the only ice cream parlor in town.
Well, it's a small town,
or the best one.
Well, there's the crematorium in the mall.
Yes, yeah, and sees Skinner as he walks out, so he runs away, and his ice cream flops onto the ground. He's like, "Okay, fuck the ice cream, I gotta go." Yep. And so he runs across a nice rickety old bridge. Apparently, Springfield has a nice rickety bridge, and cuts the rope, and the bridge goes into the river. It must be a really shitty bridge.
Yep. And he cut the rope.
Yeah.
It's you said it's a rickety bridge.
Yeah. And so Skinner I like how he just goes up to it, has his like bland, face, like robot from the film Westworld.
Yep.
And walks under the water to the other side. And both the music and animation is based on the gunslinger's chase of Peter Martin from the film Westworld.
Never seen Westworld.
Never seen. We tried. Were you? So no, I don't think it was you. When we did our Loot Time podcast.
Yeah.
With one of my friends, we.
Oh no, that was me when we watched the Westworld.
Yeah, the first
TV
episode.
show.
Yeah. And we were like, "What the hell is this?"
I wanted to continue watching it, but I just never got back into it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a weird show. I don't know. Is that TV show based off the movie, or are these two Westworld things two different Westworlds?
I think they're based off of one another, but I'd be lying if I said I knew.
Okay, cool. So now we get Bart climbing up a mountain. Bart's got some muscles, apparently.
For a 10-year-old.
Yeah. And obviously Skinner follows, and he does still like stone-faced robot climbing the mountain. Yeah. And I like how when Bart gets to the top, he's like, he doesn't know where to go, but sees a rock, starts hiding behind it. And Skinner's like, now I've got you. And he like jumps behind the rock, and Bart's gone. Yeah. And Bart just so happened to jump in the back seat of Freddie Quimby's convertible.
Yes. Which that took some very good timing from Bart, because that convertible did not stop.
No. He just jumped, just went on in. And so I like how the woman in the car tells Freddie, thinks that something dropped into the back seat. He's like, I'm not paying you to talk.
Also, I don't know. I don't know if this is a movie moment or like a reference to a movie, but didn't Marty McFly do something similar in Back to the Future 2 where he hid in the back of a car?
Well, he had it in the back of Biff's seat, but no one was in the car to say that.
Yeah.
He just did it to get like downtown or something.
No,
weird.
Wasn't he trying to get the book? The sports book?
Yeah. He was trying to get the sports book. And then when Biff got to the place, Biff left it in the car for a split second and then came back and grabbed it.
Okay.
And so now we get to the Quimby compound. And Thursday is ladies' night.
Oh my God.
Because we do know that Freddie and Mayor Quimby both like to fool around.
Yes.
And so we learn that it's Freddie's 18th birthday. God, he looks older than 18.
Yeah. Shouldn't he be in high school? Oh, no, he's a fourth grade dropout.
Yep, exactly. I mean, yeah. So no school. He just goes around, has fun. And Freddie, drives through the hedges of this estate, takes a football, throws it in a bowl of punch, and he says, "The punch has been spiked."
Boo.
Yep. And so Bart gets out of the convertible and accidentally walks straight into Mayor Quimby. I like this. And Quimby asks, I've never seen you before. Who are you? I'm one of your nephews you don't see very often. Bart. I mean, he's just as bad as Homer is coming up with fake names.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we see Bart running into Rainier Wolfcastle. And he tells him that he's a big fan and says his last movie sucks. And Wiggum, chimes in and say, "Magic ticket my ass."
Oh my God. So as we all know, Rainier Wolfcastle is based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
And this kind of reveals a little bit more of the similarities between the two. So we find out that Rainier Wolfcastle's wife is Maria. Arnold Schwarzenegger's ex-wife was Maria Shriver. Or I think they're still married.
Maybe.
This is also a reference to the Kennedys, as Maria Shriver, former wife, is related to the Kennedys. So, I don't know if they really say anything, but it seems like she's related to the Quimbys.
Yeah.
Like Rainier Wolfcastle's wife, so.
Yep. And so Bart and Wiggum's line are also a reference to Arnold's movie, The Last Action Hero.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
I've seen bits and pieces. I've never watched it all the way through.
Oh, the other similarity between Wolfcastle and Schwarzenegger is they both drive Humvees.
Yeah, of course. Did you see that the Humvee is now going to be an electric car?
Anywho.
Yeah. So no more gas guzzling from our movie stars, I guess.
No.
And so now we get one of the best fights in all of Simpsons history. Okay, maybe not the best fight, but one of the best.
The greatest argument.
Yes. And so the waiter brings over a bowl of chowder, and Freddy's like, "Hey, what the hell is this?" "It's a bowl of Chowder, sir." "Wait a minute. Come here. What'd you call it? Say it loud enough so everyone can hear ya. Come on, say it. Chowder." And then I like, Chowder. It's pronounced chowder. Say it right. And then I love the brief pause. I love the pause is great. And the waiter's like, Chowder. And then
no. He says Chowder. Because he's trying to pronounce it chowder, but he says Chowder. But he was originally pronouncing it as Chowder.
Yeah.
Because he's French.
Yep. And Freddy starts laughing again, and the waiter just walks away. He's like, and Freddy's like, "Come back here. I'm not through demeaning you."
Oh, God.
And then so Bart walks into the Quimby kitchen.
Yep.
And this is awesome, man. He's like, "Wow, this is the biggest Rice Krispie square I've ever seen. Boy, the rich sure know how to live." And then he just takes a bite out of it.
That was great. I would totally do that, I think, if I was a kid. See that big Rice Krispie treat.
You looked it up. Tell us what the biggest Rice Krispie square is.
So, up until 2001, the state of Michigan had the biggest Rice Krispie treat that weighed a little over 2,300 pounds. However, at Iowa State University in April of 2001, they made a Rice Krispie treat that weighed 2,480 pounds.
Jesus, how many boxes of Rice Krispies did it take to make this?
All of them.
All of
They
them.
bought all of the marshmallows, all of the Rice Krispies, and all of the butter.
This proves my point. There's nothing but boredom in the state of Iowa.
Yeah, I also read somewhere that the biggest, I don't know why, I don't know if I found this while I was doing research on this, but I also found out the biggest burger that's ever been created, I think it was something like 1,480 pounds. I don't know if that was also in Iowa. I believe it was.
So what did they do? Take a cow, ground it, and turn it into a patty?
No, you just buy a shit ton of ground beef.
No, that's what you just take one cow off your farm.
One
ground
cow
it
does
up.
not weigh 1,480 pounds.
It
Cows
doesn't?
weigh like 500 pounds max.
It was a bigger cow. It was the biggest cow they could find.
Also, what are you doing? Grinding up the... You understand that just because something weighs a certain amount, once you kill it and grind it up, it weighs less. So, as Steve said, Bart takes a bite out of the Rice Krispie, which is, something a kid would do. And so, Freddie and the waiter walk in, and so Bart hides under the table, and Freddie is still berating the waiter as Bart watches. And Freddie is like, I'm going to enjoy this. And, you don't see what happens because we're obviously just watching Bart. And all you hear is, smashing and stuff crashing. And then all of a sudden the waiter falls down in front of Bart and his leg kind of twists up because it's broken. And all Bart says is, that's gotta hoit.
Yep.
And so then we cut back and Freddie's gone and the waiter's there and people barge into the kitchen and Wiggum's like, oh my God. You thinking, he's looking at the waiter all beaten up. Someone's taking a bite out of the big Rice Krispie square. Oh God, of course.
We all know what's important to Wiggum.
Yeah. And then he looks out and he's like, oh, and the waiter has been brutally beaten.
Yeah.
And so we get a headline. Quimby nephew charged in beating. Chowder said wrong.
And I like that up in the corner. I think this is the first time we've really seen this, from a headline perspective. But the Springfield Shopper is a free publication.
Oh.
So I always thought you got a subscription to the Springfield newspaper.
Yeah. So here's my only issue with them charging Freddie Quimby is it's all circumstantial evidence, because as we find out later that people said there is no witnesses. Obviously, Bart was a witness. He knew what happened. But Freddie was the last one to be seen with him. So unless the waiter said, oh yeah, Freddie beat me, I feel like he would need somebody to corroborate his story. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure Quimby could just buy off the DA and be like, yeah, don't charge my son or my nephew.
Well, that's exactly what they did.
Well, they don't, because they still go through the trial.
Well, they do, but they get I guess I mentioned it later, but they get a blue-haired type lawyer.
Yeah.
To
it wasn't the
him.
blue-haired lawyer. It was similar.
But he sounded exactly like him.
And so, Marge, tells the kids or everybody that she hopes Freddie gets what's coming to him. And
Marge
Bart's
doesn't even know who he is.
Yeah, well, maybe she hates the Quimbys.
Maybe.
And Bart's like, well, Freddie's innocent. And Lisa's like, well, how do you know? There were no witnesses. And Lisa's like, and she's like, well, how did nobody see it at such a crowded party? Yeah, it was in the kitchen. Weren't there waiters and chefs in the kitchen?
Didn't seem like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was weird. You think at the Quimby compound there'd be a ton of people just milling around.
Yep.
And so Bart's like, ha ha ha. Bart's yells that there were no witnesses as reported, snatches the paper. Ha ha, case closed. Let's read the funnies. Charlie Brown said, good grief. I didn't see that one coming. Because he's all nervous and shit because he doesn't want to be caught for skipping school.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And so now they're in the school bus, although the inside of the school bus still looks like the prison bus.
Yeah.
Did you notice that it was blue inside and like gray?
Yeah, but there were no bars on the windows anymore.
No, but like I don't know. It seemed weird that it looked still like the prison bus on the inside.
See, this is called animation, and what they did was is they took the cells from the original bus, and then the old bus, and then put the yellow on the outside, but accidentally used the gray on the inside, and then took out the bars to make it not seem like a prison bus.
Thanks, Andy McElfresh.
But it's animation. It's That's what they did.
Get some new material. So Bart confesses to Lisa that he was at the Quimby compound and saw the whole thing. And Lisa's like, well, you need to come clean. You need to tell the police. And Bart's like, I can't. Lisa's like, well, why? And then right as she asks that, the bus stops. Skinner is standing directly at the right spot to see Bart. And Skinner is like, I know you cut Bart. I know you cut Bart. He tells Bart he knows that he cut Class. And as soon as I can prove it, I'm shipping you off to the Christian Military Reform School. Well, Skinner can't do that, but he could tell Homer and Marge too, I guess. But that's a pretty vague threat, in my opinion.
So is there such thing as a Christian military school? I
thought
it was just like a Christian school or a military school. I didn't know they ever combined the two.
Well, you can't because separation of church and state.
Yep.
So Lisa understands Bart's problem, and she's like, well, if Freddy is innocent, he'll be found as innocent by an impartial jury of his peers.
Yep.
And so now we cut back to the Simpsons household. Homer's opening his mail, and he finds that he's been summoned for jury duty. And he's like, for that, Freddie Quimby's gonna hang for this? Because obviously nobody likes to do jury duty. Although I've only got the card once, and I was never summoned. Have you been ever summoned for jury duty?
I have never gotten a letter. It's probably because I keep moving all the time. I don't stay in an address more than 4 years, so that way they can't find me.
Well, the government can still find you. The funny thing is, I got the card like 2 weeks after I turned 18.
Jeez.
And like, I had a really like high number. It was in like the 180s, I think, or like 140s. And the first day, like I had a call for the numbers. Like it was the first 70 jurors. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to have to go in. And then like the second day was like 10 people. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to go in. I didn't have to go in. I want to serve on a murder trial.
Oh, it's funny. Funny enough, so one of my new clients called. He wanted to set up a walkthrough with me. Yeah. And I was like, oh, what days work for you? He's like, oh, I got to check my schedule. I'm a prosecutor. And,
oh, wow.
And apparently this guy does like felony trials, like high intense trials. So I know he has money. He's going to spend some stuff for me. But nice. That being said, I was like, ooh, I'm definitely talking to this guy. I want to know what trials this guy gets in on.
Yeah. Maybe we can have him on for a future podcast if there's one that involves the law.
Ooh, maybe.
So, Bart groans because they're watching Homer open the mail. And Lisa's like, I knew it was a bad idea to watch Homer open the mail.
Yeah, the Simpsons never get very good mail, do they?
No, they don't. It's always, oh, you owe us money this, jury duty that.
Yeah, there's never anything good that comes out of the Simpson mail.
Yeah.
So Kent is reporting at the courthouse and mentions a federal judge will be handling the case.
So I wanted to point this out because this happens in the state of Springfield. Usually only a federal judge will look at a case if it's like an appeal or if currently obviously this is we pre-record there is the guy who shot in the New York subway. Dude traveled across state lines, so that has to be, I think that still happens in the jurisdiction the felony took place, but I believe that would happen in front of a federal judge because he crossed state lines.
Yeah,
but
because is the Quimby compound not in the state that Springfield is in, or would we?
No, it would have to be. He's the mayor.
Yeah. So is that that's the Quimby compound, not the mayor house, or is it the same thing? Okay, so there's the governor house, right? So when you become governor, you live in the governor's mansion. Now,
but I think it would still be handled by the state because obviously the mayor's house is still has to be within the state. So I feel like the state would have to handle the case.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be a federal judge. It would be a state judge.
But what's
unless
funny
I can be completely wrong and all. Well, no, because most federal judges are appointed by the federal government. So this isn't a federal case.
But what's funny about this is we'll see the judge. This is the judge that we don't have Judge Snyder yet. This is that chick judge, and I remember like all the cases so far that Lionel Hutz has been a part of.
Snyder.
Oh,
all of them have been judged. Well, except for no, you're right. I think the first case we ever see was not judged.
It was this female judge.
I think you're right.
So we all know she's not a federal process. She's a federal judge, right?
Yeah. Also, we'll get to the next part in a second. So yeah, this is the biggest case in Springfield history so far.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the Burns hitting Bart was the biggest case in Springfield history, but
well, this involves the mayor and his nephew, so I mean,
maybe. But Burns' statue in the town of Springfield is kind of equal, if not greater than Quimby, right? Or no?
I don't think so.
No. All right. So the case here is dubbed "Beat Up Waiter" by the media.
God, it's terrible.
Ken suggested Waitergate, but it was shot down.
Well,
now, I mean, has your news station, or you're at a news station now,
yes.
But have any of your previous stations ever reported on a trial?
Oh yeah, we actually there's a court case going on currently involving a woman who brutally beat up like her boyfriend, like murdered her boyfriend.
Did you?
Funny enough,
did your media team dub it anything?
No, we do not dub it. However, anytime I listen to the story on this case, I laugh about it, not because of how awful it is. The woman accused of the murder, her last name, I shit you not, is Shabusiness.
Now that was obviously a name change. There's no way that's a normal last name.
That's what I said, but that is her legal last name.
Yeah, but you can legally change your name.
I don't think she did.
Shabusiness?
Her last name is Shabusiness.
Okay, everyone should follow this trial. There should be a nationally televised trial.
I mean, she did brutally murder somebody, so...
Yeah. So we find out that it's actually illegal to televise court proceedings in the state Springfield is in. Yep. And only the states of Indiana, Mississippi, South Dakota, and D.C. ban cameras in the courtroom for trial or appeal court. So apparently now the Simpsons live in so we narrowed it down. We definitely narrowed it down now. They're either in Indiana, Mississippi, South Dakota, or D.C. So I'm going to say they're not in D.C.
No, they're not in D.C.
Let's take that one off the books.
So it's either it's got to be, well, I think it's got to be
Indiana or Mississippi.
No, Mississippi, because Mississippi's on the water.
Yeah.
Indiana's landlocked. I mean, I guess they kind of touch Lake Michigan, and South Dakota is definitely landlocked.
Yep. All right. I think we figured it out, guys. They're in the state of Mississippi today.
Yes. So, going back to the televising court proceedings. Yes, you are not. Well, I think C-SPAN does a little bit of that. I guess it really depends on the judge as well. The judge can ban cameras if it's like a high profile case. Like this is a high profile case, so the judge would probably not want cameras in. So as I said before, here in Wisconsin, especially up here in Green Bay, we go to court proceedings all the time and record the judge, talking to witnesses and, witness statements.
But you guys don't dub things, huh?
No, we do not dub. If the sound is not great, we will.
No, I mean dub it as a title, like the.
No. We don't. No. Only the national media does that shit.
Oh, you guys don't have fun with that?
But no.
You wouldn't dub this one. Shabusiness is closed.
God, I hate you. Let's continue.
Come on, that was a good one. All right, so now we learn who's on the jury. And first up, we see Principal Skinner sitting in the jury.
I love this.
And he stares at Bart. He's like, "I know you can read my thoughts, Bart. Just a little reminder. If I find out you cut class, your ass is mine. Yes, you heard me. I think words I would never say. But that's obviously, well, is that Bart reading his mind, or is that Bart imagining what Skinner's saying while looking at Bart?
I think that's Bart imagining it.
So Bart would definitely know the word ass.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yep. And so along with Principal Skinner, we see Flanders is on the jury.
Okay.
Patty's on the jury. Jasper, Helen Lovejoy, Mole Man, Apu. Okay, so in the upper right-hand corner, like, so the second row,
Yeah.
right-hand side, there appears to be a little boy in the jury. He does not look old enough to be on a jury.
He could be a little person.
No. He looked like a kid, like a Bart. Like, it looked like he was, the animation looked like it was a Bart age kid.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. And so I'm like, dude would not be old enough. And then there's just 3 random people on the jury that we've never seen before, and I think we've ever seen ever again.
Yeah. Oh, I like this next part. This next part's hilarious.
And so Homer tells Bart that he knows he can read his thoughts. Meow, 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 meow.
So this is the first of the first of 2 episodes in a row where they sing commercial jingles.
Wonder if they had to pay for that, or
maybe it's possible they had to pay for it. It's also possible it's public domain
because it's a jingle. Well, it's a jingle, so I don't know. And so we see that Matt Groening is in the courtroom as a sketch artist.
Yep,
that's pretty cool. Little bit of a cameo. You know, it'd be funny if every Simpson episode was kind of like Marvel movie where Stan Lee had a cameo in every movie. If Matt Groening had a cameo in every single Simpson episode,
that's a terrible idea.
That'd be kind of funny. And so we see Quimby, this lawyer, points out that the waiter wasn't born in America, because that definitely has a bearing on this case. And people rush to the phone booths in the courtroom. So apparently that's breaking news. Obviously the guy was French.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not breaking news. That,
yeah.
That the guy's not from America.
The whole point the non-blue-haired lawyer who sounded like the blue-haired lawyer was trying to make was that because he's not born in America, he's not trustworthy.
Yeah. Well, the French aren't very trustworthy, so, you know.
Yeah.
And so we see that Lionel Hutz is representing the waiter.
Terrible idea.
Why do we keep hiring this guy?
Yeah.
And so we see that Mo lies on the stand, which is a felony in of itself.
Yep.
And says that Freddie was with him collecting donations for one of those loser countries. Not a very good lie. And we see that Wiggum hands Mo a sack of money with a $ sign on it. That was great. Which he claims is Mo's laundry. Here's your laundry.
No. Wiggum's like, here you go. And Mo turns to, my laundry.
Yeah.
And the judge is like, yeah, sure. Your laundry.
Yep. And so Bart points out to Lisa that Freddie doesn't need his testimony. And Lisa points out that it's because Mayor Quimby is buying his nephew's freedom. And Bart says the system works.
I mean, to be fair, Freddie could be innocent.
Yeah, he could be.
Could be.
Yep. And so now Lionel Hutz is going to have to prove that Freddie is guilty and also innocent of not being guilty. And Hutz's expert witness is Dr. Hibbert. And Dr. Hibbert says, well, only 1 in 2 million people has what we call the evil gene. Hitler had it, Walt Disney had it, and Freddie Quimby has it.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
That's great.
I feel like it's a good company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie Quimby has it. And so Hut rests his case. And the judge asks if he actually is like, oh, I thought that was a figure of speech. Case closed.
Oh, my God.
He's a great lawyer. He wins every case. He wins every single case.
Oh, my
and
God.
So Apu calls over the judge like, I'd like to point something out to the court. And is Homer. He's wearing painted eye glasses.
Yeah.
And so, bailiff, take those man's glasses away. And those.
Oh, God. That's great. Dude, honestly, if I was serving on a jury, no way in hell I was going to sleep through it. Unless, of course, it's like some boring, like, he said, she said bullcrap like this, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like I've actually used a pair of those glasses in school before.
Never used those.
I never fell asleep. I just used it just so I could look like I was ignoring everything.
So now, Freddy takes the stand, which some cases is a good idea. In this case, probably not so much. And Quimby's lawyer goes, Mr. Quimby, did you assault Mr. Lacoste, which is the French waiter? And Freddy's like, of course not. I love each and every living thing on God's green earth. And the lawyer goes, therefore, you certainly would never lose your temper over something as trivial as the pronunciation of chowder. Freddy, that's chowder. Chowder. I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you, especially those of you in the jury. Yeah, that's not a good look.
Nope.
No. And then I love how Quimby's lawyer points out that putting Freddy on the stand did not go well. You think? You think it did not go well? So this does seem like a fast trial. I don't know if this is taking course over the day. This kind of trial. So like usually in the law, there's discovery and there's motions to dismiss evidence and all sorts of stuff.
Well, yeah, it literally, if it started that day and then it was like, okay, let's send everyone out for the verdict. And I'm like, what was it? What were they in there? 2 hours?
Yeah. Also, I don't feel like this case would have gone to trial. I feel like Quimby would have just settled and paid off the waiter. Like, there's no way this would have gone to trial.
Yeah, but Quimby knew that he was innocent, though. Why would he pay off the waiter if he knew he was
innocent? Because they have
innocent?
money. Why not? Just give him $100. Give him his medical expenses and be on your way. And so as the jury walks out of their podium place booth, I don't know what the hell it's called. The jury well, I think that's what it's called. The jury thinks Freddy is guilty, and Jasper's like, "Oh, thank God for a speedy decision. The dog from Frasier is going to be riding the dolphin from Sequest." I want to see that.
Yeah,
I want to get out of the jury.
What is Sequest? Do you know?
I think it's like SeaWorld type thing.
Oh,
I think I didn't look it up. So Lisa tells Bart, because of him, a horrible yet innocent man is going to jail. And Bart thinks he should come clean. But then he sees Skinner, walk by him, and he daydreams Skinner sentencing Bart to a lifetime of hard labor in the cafeteria for skipping class.
So
that seems a little harsh.
But wouldn't you have to be like hired by the school to work at the cafeteria? You would be sentenced. It's not, school isn't a prison
Well, don't forget, this is Bart. He doesn't know.
Well, we did learn earlier in the episode that Bart does think that they imprison kids in school.
Yeah.
So
so Bart, we see a flash forward daydream of Bart serving Jimbo Jr. cream corn, and Jimbo Jr. responds, "That tastes more like cream crap." Oh my God. And so Lisa snaps Bart out of his daydream and brings the judge over, and she's like, Bart wanted to tell you something. And Bart's like, I just want to say how great it is to finally see some chicks on the bench. Keep up the good work, toots. And the judge looks annoyed. Oh, God. Yeah, probably not a good look for Bart. And so now we go into the jury room where, they're debating on whether Freddy is innocent or guilty. And Homer goes, he's reading a pamphlet, and he goes, what does sequestered mean? Skinner responds, well, if the jury is deadlocked, they're put up in a hotel together so they can't communicate with the outside world. And Homer responds, what does deadlocked mean? It's when the jury can't agree on a verdict. Uh-huh. And if? A conjunction, meaning in the event that, or on condition that. And Homer goes, so if we don't all vote the same way, we'll be deadlocked and have to be sequestered in the Springfield Palace Hotel. And Patty goes, "That's not going to happen, Homer."
I like Homer putting the sentence together. It's like in school when you learn all the words and you learn how to put a sentence together. I love Homer. Homer's like, "Ooh, I learned how to make a sentence."
And so Jasper goes, "All right, let's vote. My liver is failing." Oh God!
I think he has bigger problems than being on the. Wouldn't that get you out of jury duty? Like if you have a medical condition.
Yeah, that would most likely get you out of jury duty. So Homer goes, "Where we'll get a free room, free food, free swimming pool, free HBO, ooh, free Willie." And Skinner goes, "Justice is not a frivolous thing, Simpson. It has little, if anything, to do with a disobedient whale. Now let's vote."
So are they even going to deliberate? They're like, okay, let's vote.
Yeah, they want to get out of there because they're all going to vote guilty. And Homer's like, "Well, who's voting guilty?" And everybody raises their hand. And Homer goes, "How many S's in innocent?" Zero. Homer. There are 0 S's in innocent. And everybody like groans at him. And Homer's like, "Well, I'm only doing what I think is right." He's like, "I believe Freddie should walk out a free hotel."
Yeah.
Oh my God. And this is the first episode of 2 where Homer replaces a word for another word in his sentence. And it's hilarious.
That's good.
To be fair, Homer is doing the right thing for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we see Homer and Skinner are sharing a hotel room, and we see Skinner's side is nice and tidy because Skinner is cleaning up, and Homer's side is a mess. And Skinner picks up a cigar butt with an umbrella, and this is a reference to the opening credits of The Odd Couple, which Skinner tries to compare him and Homer to the original Odd Couple, and Homer just yells at him to shut up. And to be fair, whenever I go home to visit our parents, they always watch the old TV shows, and Odd Couple is always on. Honestly, the original Odd Couple is pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good TV show. For any of those out there who've never watched it, I would say watch it. I know they tried to reboot it with Matthew Perry. Is it Matthew Perry?
I think
the guy from Friends.
Yep.
And not as good. So that's a good reference. I enjoy that reference. And so we cut back to the house, and Lisa sees Bart watching Itchy and Scratchy, and it's the end of the episode because you see the credits, and she asks Bart if he's doing okay. And Bart's like, I'm cool, as in cucumber. And so now Bart is watching an episode of McGonagall, where in the episode, McGonagall is framed for a crime he didn't commit, of course. And he asked Billy to come forward as a witness, and then we learned that Billy is dead for coming forward. And McGonagall's like, "I'm trying to eat a sandwich here." Oh God, it's hilarious. I love it. So now we cut back to this Springfield Palace Hotel where Homer is watching Free Willy, and Willie doesn't make it and crushes Billy. And you hear in the video, "Oh my God, he crushed our boy." And it turns out this is a director's cut.
Yep. That's awesome. I remember that every time I've seen Free Willy, I always think of this Simpson episode where I'm like, land on the boy. Oh, he made it, man.
And so then we cut to Homer stealing stuff from the hotel.
Oh my God.
And he's trying to shimmy a coffee table down to Barney, but he accidentally drops it and it lands on Barney.
Yeah, he's like, watch out for the table. What table?
And so Skinner's like, "Are you stealing?" And Skinner's like, Homer's like, "Well, they expect you to take a few souvenirs. It's not stealing." And Homer's wearing a necktie, and Skinner's like, "Are you wearing my necktie? Souvenir."
Yeah. Now, I think we've talked about this on a past podcast because granted we're on episode 101 now, so
yes.
I'm sure we've mentioned it. But I think we've talked about what we've taken from hotels.
Yeah, just tiny soaps.
Yeah, I took a bathrobe.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. Boy, man, 100 episodes in and we're already starting to repeat things that we've done in past episodes.
Yeah.
So Bart asks Marge for advice and about, should I come forward? He's like, well, our Uncle Arthur had a saying, shoot them all, let God sort them out. I don't know if we heard of Uncle Arthur before.
No. Well, there's a reason we haven't heard of Uncle Arthur, because he put that theory to the test, and it took 75 federal marshals to bring him down, which is why we don't talk about
him again. Yep. And so, Marge tells Bart to listen to his heart and not the voices in his head, like a certain uncle.
Oh, God.
And so after deliberation, of the jury, the judge decides to reopen the trial, even though it's illegal and grossly unconstitutional.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure once jury goes into deliberation, the case is done and over with, and you're not allowed new witnesses. I think you might be able to make a motion for it, but I feel like you have to wait for appeals.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it right away.
Yeah.
Yep. And so Bart takes a stand, and we see this is what really happened to the waiter.
Yeah.
So we see Freddy grab a bottle of champagne and said, "I'm going to enjoy this." And then we see the waiter slip on a piece of Rice Krispie square, which that's probably Bart's fault. So Bart beat up the waiter because the piece of Rice Krispie square fell off the thing after Bart took a bite of it.
Yeah, but the waiter should have been watching where he was walking.
Maybe. Sliding face first into a row of hanging skillets.
Yep.
This sends him backward across the kitchen and head first into a glass front of the microwave oven.
Yep.
One hand gets stuck in a stand mixer and the other in a toaster. Shrieking, he falls forward into the oven, knocking a pot of boiling water onto his back. He screams, then falling backward into a closet marked rat traps. The waiter emerges covered head to toe with the rat traps and knocks into a row of hanging wine glasses and teeters across the room and falls to the floor. That's a rough way to go. Now, I originally thought, well, is this a reference to Looney Tunes? But then I got to think, well, no. So then I got to thinking, because I had seen past episodes of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
And this is almost really a direct reference to what happens to Roger Rabbit with Baby Herman in pretty much all of those scenes. There's a series of ways that Roger Rabbit gets beat up in those cartoons. So I was leaning towards Looney Tunes, but I think it's more Roger Rabbit.
Interesting.
And so I like how the waiter look, I like how the waiter just disagrees with Bart about being a clumsy oaf.
Yeah.
Like, why? I mean, I guess he's trying to win this trial, I guess.
Well, yeah.
But then he trips over a chair and out a window and then to a rat trap delivery truck that apparently has his roof open. And I like how there's a sign on the truck that says, "Caution, open roof."
I also like the fact that on the side of the truck, it says, since 1989, which is, as we all know, is the year The Simpsons started.
So the Simpsons are like rat traps. They're catching all of us into watching their shows.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, good. I was glad we got there.
Yes.
And so Lionel Hutz asked Bart how he knows this, since he was supposed to be in school, and then Bart confesses to skipping.
Mm-hmm.
And then Skinner jumps out of his seat and says, "I knew it. Bart skipped class."
And I love the fact that Apu's like, "What are you talking about? He didn't slip up. He confessed." And Skinner's like, "I need this."
Yep.
And by the way, this is now the second episode in a row where Apu bursts Skinner's bubble.
Yep. The first one was in Sweet Seymour Skinner's Badass Song, when Apu informs Skinner that his novel is a ripoff of Jurassic Park. So Apu does like putting Skinner down, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Because Skinner's like, "I knew you'd slip up. What are you talking about? He confessed."
Yeah.
And so, Freddy is found innocent because obviously there was a witness. And so we see a wide shot of the courthouse outside. And of course, there's Alberto graffiti on the courthouse.
Of course.
And so Bart walks out and Skinner walks out behind him. And Skinner tells Bart that he's impressed for his confession. And Bart says, well, the two things cancel each other out, right? Skinner's like, I'm a small, petty man. You're getting 3 months detention. And Bart, starts walking away all sad. And Skinner's like, wait. 4 months detention.
Okay.
And
now
as
I want to stop here and go back to the pin that I put in this. And then Skinner actually said that he would give Bart detention and he'll double it for the double.
I think it was, here's the thing. I think it was just a fun line.
He didn't double it. He only added one.
It was part of a quip. Like, he didn't really mean it.
Oh, he didn't?
No, it was a quip. Who means they're quips?
Skinner.
I don't think so. I think he took that line way too literally.
I don't know, man. If I were Skinner, I would have used my quip again. I would be like, hey, Bart, remember that time I found doublemint gum? I said it was going to double your detention.
But Bart doesn't know that.
Yeah, but Skinner's like that person that would explain random things.
It's just a funny quip for the doublemint joke. Bart gets 4 months detention, which, okay, if this is like August or September, that would kind of make sense. But if this is like springtime, does that detention go into the summer or to the next school year? Or
well, remember, the time is stuck still in the town of Springfield, so it's always 4th grade. So even if it is the spring, it would roll back over into 4th grade when the new season started.
Okay. So now we cut to Homer and Marge in their bedroom, which clearly Homer has stolen lamps and towels and paintings.
Great. It looks like a hotel room.
Yeah, that's great. And so Homer's like, well, everyone was against me, but I stuck by my convictions. And that is why we had Chinese food for lunch. I thought he was talking about, sticking with keeping Freddie Quimby innocent, which was the point. But no, talking about, getting lunch. Oh, God. And Marge is like, well, Homer, things happened around the house while you were gone. And Homer's like, oh, really? I want to hear all about it. And he puts on the pair of glasses with the eyes drawn on. Marge is like, I'll take she takes those away. And then he has like 2 more pair. And those. Oh my God. I love this episode. It's a 5. It's everything coming up Millhouse. Like, yeah, should the trial have happened? No, but it's obviously a TV show. The trial is hilarious. I quote Chowder all the freaking time. Chowder. It's Chowder. It's so good. Like, no words. I have no words.
No, I'm definitely doing 5. Everything's coming up Millhouse. There's this episode. I just love the whole jury stuff, like the Homer with the glasses. The actual in the jury deliberation room.
Oh yeah.
Like just Homer trying to put together a sentence and try to figure out, I want a free hotel. Is really good. The whole skipping school part. I mean, it is what it is. Like like we had to get from point A to point B somehow.
Yes.
Like I had to do it, and it was funny. It was really funny. Obviously, we get the Skinner meme. I love the Skinner meme. My favorite one is when someone's talking about like 90s like punk music or 90s music, and Skinner's like, something about 90s music is like, no, it's the children who are wrong.
It doesn't even matter what the meme is about. No, it's the children wrong meme is fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's good. And this is 2 episodes in a row now that we've had Skinner memes. I think. I don't know. Or maybe, it's been a few episodes. I lied.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We record so many episodes, it's hard to keep them all in line.
Yes.
Yes, the Skinner memes are always fantastic.
Pathetic.
Yep. And I do like that Free Willy lands on the kid. That's
my God, he crushed her boy.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Nope. 5, everything's coming up Millhouse. There is literally nothing wrong with this episode.
No.
So let's finish it up with our character profile. And this week we have the lovable Freddie Quimby. I don't know if he's really lovable. Everyone seems to hate him. His occupation, recreational golf and tennis. Just recreation in general. He likes recreation. Yes. That's his occupation. His place in society, so high up, He's only seen by Springfield rank and file on his court dates. Yep. His proud distinctions: didn't graduate from high school, pays for his dates, and didn't work for his money.
Well, no shit, he didn't graduate from high school. He's a 4th grade dropout.
Yeah.
He didn't even graduate middle school.
His benefactor, Daisy, the never seen Quimby matriarch. So we haven't seen this yet. So I'm guessing we're going to have another Freddie Quimby episode in the near future.
Yep.
His quirks. I love this. This is my favorite. Has a bizarre link to New England, apparent in his nasal tone, accent, and zest for Chowder. Now, I do think normally based on your region where you live, you kind of have your accent. So Mayor Quimby has a completely different accent to Freddie Quimby.
Well, don't forget, Freddie Quimby is his nephew.
Yeah. So I guess that would mean Quimby has a brother or sister.
Correct.
That was maybe born and raised in Massachusetts or the New England area.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I want to see more Quimby family.
Yes.
They should do another episode with the Quimby family. I think that'd be great. His unpaid debt to Bart Simpson for clearing his name. But just like Krusty the Clown, Freddie Quimby will never remember this.
Yeah, this is literally the second episode where Bart has proven somebody innocent. Now, granted, when he proved Krusty innocent, he did detective work better than Batman ever could. With the help of Lisa, he actually witnessed the innocence.
Yep. Yeah, I do think it's funny that Bart likes helping clear people's names. But
deep down, he's a good kid.
He is.
Deep down.
Yep. All right, so let's close it off where you can find us. You can find us on Facebook, The Simpsons Did It Podcast. On Instagram, The Simpsons Did It Pod. On Twitter, Simpsons Did It PC. If you'd like to donate to our podcast, check us out on buymeacoffee.com/Simpsons Did It. All your donations will go to our podcast and getting you prizes and all fun stuff that you guys can collect from us. And we'll send you stickers for all of your trouble.
Yes.
And lastly, check out our YouTube channel. Just search Simpsons Did It Pod. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel so that way we can grow. And I mean, I know it's only repeated Simpson episodes that you could hear, through Spotify, but some people like using YouTube as their platform.
Yes.
And finally, we'd like all your feedback. So if you'd like, please give us a call on our phone number, 612-584-0986. Listen to our very hilarious voicemail message. And let us know what you think. So until next time, I'm Steven Skolansky.
I'm Robert Skolansky.
And this has been The Simpsons Did It.